work of a sales rep is not for the kind of person who wants to return from work clear thinking and expect a constant income. It is a job where you have to be active even if you are not at work. If you want to earn the money, you have to do something for it. In the advertisement for a sales rep is written that you get a car for private use, a mobile phone, and the working time is set by the amount of work that you have. But this is only relative. The employer searches for sales representatives that are stress resistant, but you can barely imagine what that means. You have to deal with people even if you're not in a good mood, feel sick, are down, and sometimes you even have to communicate with people you would not talk to in private life. It is hard to push yourself every morning and do the work your employer expects you to do. You are not going to a common work, but you are going to make business and money. And this is the hardest thing.
There are days when it is easy and days when it is not. If you cannot make it today, you can make it tomorrow. If you cannot make it tomorrow, probably next week.
Are there days when you don't want to visit your customers?
There are lots of days like that. Mr. Žižka, we agreed on visiting you today, but you are obviously not at home. You said that you will leave at 11:30. Ah, so you already left. So we will not meet today anymore. There are customers that do not show up at the meeting you arranged even though you travel far to meet him. This is not a correct behavior and I cannot do anything about it.
The rivals are successful as well. For example, Berner. There are good representatives making their business not like, Weird sells this for 100 crowns, so I give it to you for 90. Not like that. He knows how to sell it properly. Then there is Normfest. These guys first ask, what products do you buy from Word? This and this and this, so we give it to you for less. Some people think that you finish your work just by writing down the bill and off you go, but you often have to go behind the horizon to finish your job successfully, like sweeping the dusty cans and checking the wall-to-wall shelving if everything is on its proper place.
Jsem rád, že mi zákazník umožní tady ten regál mít, ale já mu musím zase umožnit nějakou formu to kompenzovat, jo. A pokud on řekne, ono, hele, já tady mám nějaký spray od konkurence naší, jo, tak a nemám to kam dát, tak to prostě dám do toho tvýho regálu. A buď to tam bude, a bude to ve tvým regálu, anebo to tam nebude, ale nebude tam ani tvůj regál.
No, tady na tom ranči působí a má tady pod sebou nějakých...
This one is a classic customer. He's a fisherman, so he is very friendly. There are some guys stealing his goods from time to time, so he has to buy new materials from us.
Klasik. Rybář, takže pohodář.
You have to know a lot about your customers.
Tak samozřejmě...
The longer you know them, the better it is for you. They have to get used to your visit. You can only be a successful dealer if people want to make business with you.
Tohle je nová pina.
This is a new foam. Absolutely fantastic. It is dry, tough and ready to cut after only 10 minutes.
Další výhoda.
Another advantage is that it can be used for isolations. It is sound resistant. Of course the price goes first. Look, I leave you the foam here, you try it, and if you like it, we agree on the price later.
Když bude dobrá, tak to vymyslíme.
The environment you are working at is very different. There are nice buildings with nice carpets, up to absolute ruins where your shoes get dirty immediately after entering the area.
You have to be a little bit of a psychologist, tough as well, and cooperate with people.
The trend, where it sets in Europe and in the world, is on an absolute high level. Word has got a good name and it stands for quality, of course. I like the new products which we can introduce to the market, and usually we offer them first. Or we can spread out the assortment. Word is not only in the Czech Republic, it is in Europe, in the world. The trend of the new products is what I like because I can sell the products first.
Sales representatives are like lightning conductors. When your customer is in a bad mood, when he had an argue with his wife in the morning and has no other option to get rid of his bad mood, of course I am the first one to feel his anger. Suddenly he realizes that I have promised him something what we already agreed on. He sees it in a different way and the argue goes on.
You have to deal with your customer, but when the first thing that happens is that his dog ruins your trousers by jumping at you, you cannot just kick him away. You have to be nice to him and then make the business with your customer. If the customer loves his dog more than his wife and you smack him, then the deal is over.
You have to smile all the time and pretend that you feel fine even though you feel bad.
The worst thing is when a customer has no doorbell and we cannot reach him. It is not worth being bitten by a dog just because of my job.
We have to work like call girls. When a customer has got a problem and calls me, I have to climb into my car and visit him immediately. On Christmas Day, a customer called me and said that he's fixing a car damage and it has to be ready by tomorrow and his grinder broke up.
asi uhlíky, nebo teď už si přesně nevzpomínám, co to bylo.
Even his second grinder did not work.
Takže mi volá,
I had to
hele,
go
mám tady
to our
problém,
client
rozdělaný
service
auto,
center in
že tam musím
Budweis to
odjet
get it.
A nemám rozbrusku.
Before that, I had to go and get the keys from the service center, and finally after that, I drove to the customer and gave him the grinder.
Pro kolegu, který má klíče od pobočky, toho vytáhnu z postele a dojezd na pobočku, tu rozbrusku tu vzít, dojezd do Veselí, mimo jiné ještě mezi tím jsem dostal pokutu, aby se to nepletlo.
Prosím vás, koukněte mi na artikl, já jsem byl s panem
The customer received just half of the goods.
Přišla zákazníkovi půlka jenom, jo. No, a kde? Jsou nebo nejsou?
I will be there in 1
Já tam
hour.
za hodinku jsem, takže se zastavím. Dobrý, díky. Nazdar. Jo, ale co to znamená? Znamená to, že já...
What does it mean for me?
Dneska po poradě vše jsou
After work, I have to pick up the material which was missing, bring it to the customer which is far away, and no one is going to pay me for that. If I do not so, the customer will stop the cooperation.
An experience I made once when I started this job was that a customer slammed the door open and started shouting at me so that I was very scared. It was hard to chew. It is not a good experience to make when you're starting your career. But on the other hand, you meet new people, build up new connections that might be useful in your private life. You know where to go if you need something, and you get to know the places you should mind. Sometimes the customers throw me out, but I say, hey guys, our products were made by humans. Just like a TV, a radio or a car can break down, so can our products. It's just human. The only difference is that sometimes things break down after having used them for 3 years, and another thing is when they are new. If a new grinder breaks down while I'm standing next to him, he would throw it at me then.
Tak kdybych v ten moment stál vedle něj, tak mě asi to ráčnou veme po zádech, jo.
Once I made an interesting experience with a customer. When I visited him, he said to me, "One moment." He pushed me sideways, had a look out of the window and said, "You are lucky that you have a small car. If you had a Skoda Octavia, I wouldn't even talk to you." People react even to details.
When you visit a customer and he's in a hurry, in order not to keep him, you only write down the bill, give him a copy and rewrite your own stuff later or at home. I personally do it at home. Other colleagues do it in the car right after. The good thing about this job is that when you need to buy something for yourself and you pass a store, you get out and buy what you need. And this is a big advantage about the free working time that you have.
It is good that you have a certain date when you get your salary for the work that you have done. Other things like lunch tickets or expenses are like bonus materials you get. You receive them and no one questions it. It is a big plus. This job keeps me safe in these insecure days.
V této nejisté době nějaká jakoby jistota.
The only thing we could worry about is the pressure on us. It is not rising, but you know, if the company wants to grow, so it is logical that our employer expects better results from us. One day there might be a limit we cannot reach.
The pressure on sales representatives to sell products might be mirrored in your private life. You are nervous.
Do you carry your problems home with you?
At the beginning it was very hard to get used to it. You question yourself, why me? But after a while you become hardened. You cannot let it go to your head. The best thing is that I like this job. Doing work that you like is amusement. And so I have both of it at the same time. Every day you meet different people at different places, which means that every day there is something new.